The truth most people never accept is this: no one truly holds power over you unless you give it to them. Not your past, not your enemies, not society, not even your fears. The chains that limit most people are invisible, and worse, they are self-forged. Machiavelli understood something that still frightens the world today: control begins within, and weakness invites domination. The moment you stop needing approval, you become dangerous. The moment you stop fearing loss, you become unstoppable. Most people are controlled not by force but by emotion. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of being alone. They are predictable, easily influenced and easily broken. That is why the world rewards the bold and consumes the hesitant. You are not meant to live softly. You are not meant to ask permission to exist. If someone tries to break you, it is because your strength threatens their comfort. If someone tries to stop you, it is because your movement exposes their stagnation. Opposition is not a sign of weakness, it is confirmation of potential. Machiavelli believed that power does not belong to the most moral, but to the most aware. Awareness of human nature, awareness of intention, awareness of timing. When you understand this, you stop reacting emotionally and start acting strategically. You stop explaining yourself, you stop defending your dreams. You move in silence and let results speak with brutal clarity. No one can manipulate you once you master your emotions. Anger clouds judgment, attachment creates leverage, desperation invites control. Calmness, however, terrifies people because it cannot be read, rushed, or ruled. When you are calm in chaos, you hold the advantage. You must become comfortable being misunderstood. Growth is lonely, power isolates. Strength separates you from those who survive by excuses. Let them doubt you, let them laugh, let them underestimate you. History has always been rewritten by those who were once ignored. Understand this clearly. The world does not reward kindness without strength, nor honesty without boundaries. You do not need to become cruel, but you must become unbreakable. Firm, self-directed, selective with trust, silent with plans, relentless with execution. The greatest form of dominance is independence, mental, emotional, and psychological. When you no longer seek validation, no one can control you. When you no longer fear loss, no one can threaten you. When you no longer need applause, no one can stop you. So rise quietly, think deeply, act decisively. Let discipline replace motivation. Let strategy replace emotion. Let patience replace impulse. Because once you master yourself, the world has no choice but to move out of your way. Nobody can hold you back. Nobody can break you. Nobody can stop you unless you allow them to, and you never will. No one can control or limit you unless you allow it. Emotional discipline and inner control are the foundation of real strength and independence. True power does not come from controlling others. It comes from mastering yourself. Most people believe they are trapped by circumstances, by powerful individuals, by society, or by their past. In reality, the strongest prison is the one built inside the mind. The moment you allow fear, doubt, or emotional dependence to guide your decisions, you hand over control of your life. No one needs to defeat you if you have already surrendered internally. Machiavellian thought emphasizes this harsh truth. Those who cannot govern themselves will always be governed by others. Self-mastery begins with awareness. You must recognize your emotional triggers, your weaknesses, and the patterns that repeatedly hold you back. When anger controls you, someone else controls you. When you crave validation, someone else owns your confidence. When fear dictates your choices, your future is no longer yours. Discipline breaks these chains. It teaches you to act based on intention rather than impulse, logic rather than emotion. This is not about becoming cold or heartless. It is about becoming stable, deliberate, and unshakable. A person who has mastered themselves cannot be easily manipulated. They do not react impulsively to provocation or pressure. They observe, assess, and respond only when it serves their purpose. This inner stability creates quiet authority. Others may raise their voices, use intimidation, or attempt emotional control, but none of it works when your inner world is ordered and calm. Strength of character becomes your shield. When you master yourself, setbacks lose their power to destroy you. Failure becomes feedback, not a verdict. Criticism becomes noise, not direction. You stop waiting for permission to move forward and stop blaming external forces for your limitations. You become responsible for your growth, your choices, and your outcomes. This responsibility is heavy, but it is also liberating. Because once you control your mind, no force outside you can truly control your destiny. Fear, attachment, anger, and the need for approval make people predictable and easy to dominate. Mastering emotions removes others' leverage over you. Emotional weakness is the easiest doorway through which control enters your life. Most people are not defeated by stronger enemies or harsher conditions. They are defeated by their own unmanaged emotions. Fear makes people hesitate. Attachment makes them compromise their values. Anger blinds their judgment. The need for approval keeps them obedient. Machiavelli understood that human behavior is driven less by logic and more by emotion, and those who fail to master their inner state become predictable and easy to manipulate. When you react emotionally, you surrender your advantage. An insult provokes you, and suddenly your actions are no longer yours. A threat scares you, and your decisions shrink. A loss devastates you, and you begin to doubt your worth. In each case, someone or something outside you is pulling the strings. Emotional reactions create openings for manipulation, control, and defeat. This is why calmness is such a powerful weapon. A calm mind cannot be rushed, pressured, or easily misled. Attachment is one of the most dangerous forms of emotional weakness. When you become overly attached to people, outcomes, or approval, you create leverage for others to use against you. They can withhold affection, respect, or opportunity, and you will bend to keep it. This does not mean you must live without connection, but it does mean you must live without dependence. Strength grows when you can walk away without losing yourself. Fear operates in the same way. It convinces you that safety is more valuable than growth and comfort more important than purpose. Fear keeps people small, obedient, and silent. Once you confront it and act despite it, its control weakens. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the refusal to let fear decide. By mastering your emotions, you remove the handles others use to control you. You become harder to influence, harder to intimidate, and harder to break. Emotional strength does not make you cold, it makes you free. When people try to stop or break you, it often means your growth threatens their comfort. Resistance confirms that you are moving forward. Opposition is rarely accidental. When people attempt to discourage you, undermine you, or stand in your way, it is often because your progress exposes their own stagnation. Growth has a way of making others uncomfortable. Your ambition reminds them of what they avoided. Your discipline highlights their excuses. Your movement threatens the stability of their comfort. Resistance, then, is not proof that you are on the wrong path. More often, it is confirmation that you are moving forward. Machiavelli understood that power attracts enemies long before it attracts allies. Those who rise challenge existing hierarchies, spoken or unspoken. When you step beyond what is expected of you, you disrupt familiar patterns, and disruption invites pushback. Weak minds respond to this discomfort with criticism, doubt, or sabotage. They label your confidence as arrogance and your independence as rebellion. In reality, they are reacting to the mirror you hold up simply by evolving. Many people misinterpret opposition as a signal to retreat. They internalize criticism, slow down, or abandon their direction entirely. This is how potential is buried. Opposition is not meant to stop you, it is meant to test you. It asks whether your vision is strong enough to withstand pressure and whether your belief in yourself is deeper than public approval. Those who pass this test do not argue with resistance, they outgrow it. Understanding this changes how you respond. Instead of becoming defensive or emotional, you remain composed. You analyze who is opposing you and why. You stop explaining your goals to those committed to misunderstanding you. Silence becomes strategy, progress becomes your reply. When you no longer need validation, opposition loses its power to shake you. Every strong individual has faced resistance before achieving respect. History remembers those who endured ridicule, rejection, and isolation long before recognition arrived. Opposition is the price of growth, not a sign of failure. If no one is questioning you, doubting you, or trying to stop you, it may be because you are not moving far enough to be noticed. Moving quietly, thinking strategically, and understanding human nature, rather than reacting emotionally, leads to long-term success and power. Silence, strategy, and awareness are the tools that separate those who move with purpose from those who act on impulse. Most people reveal their intentions too early, speak too much, and react too quickly. In doing so, they give away their power. Machiavelli believed that awareness of human nature is more valuable than raw strength, because those who understand motives, timing, and behavior can position themselves advantageously without unnecessary conflict. Silence is not weakness, it is control. When you speak less, you observe more. You notice patterns, intentions, and inconsistencies that others miss while they are busy trying to be heard. Silence protects your plans from interference and your progress from sabotage. The moment you announce your goals, you invite opinions, doubts, and resistance. Quiet execution keeps your energy focused and your direction clear. Let results speak where words fail. Strategy requires patience. Emotional reactions are immediate, but strategic actions are deliberate. Instead of responding to provocation, you assess the situation. Instead of rushing decisions, you calculate outcomes. This ability to pause creates advantage. Those who act emotionally are predictable. Those who act strategically are not. Unpredictability, when guided by intelligence, becomes power. Awareness ties everything together. It is the ability to read the room, understand people's incentives, and recognize when to move and when to wait. Awareness allows you to see manipulation before it affects you and danger before it arrives. It teaches you that not every battle deserves your energy and not every challenge requires confrontation. Sometimes the strongest move is to step back, redirect, and advance from a better position. When silence, strategy, and awareness work together, you become difficult to control. Others cannot rush you, confuse you, or trap you emotionally. You stop reacting to noise and start moving with intention. Progress becomes steady, calculated, and unstoppable. In a world driven by impulse and emotion, the one who thinks clearly and moves quietly always holds the advantage. Mental, emotional, and psychological independence free you from validation, fear, and threats, making it impossible for others to hold you back. Independence is the highest form of power because it removes the need for permission, approval, and protection. When you are mentally, emotionally, and psychologically independent, you are no longer easily influenced or controlled. Machiavelli understood that reliance creates vulnerability. The more you depend on others for validation, security, or direction, the more power they hold over you. True strength begins the moment you decide to stand on your own foundation. Mental independence means thinking for yourself even when your thoughts are unpopular. It requires questioning narratives, resisting herd mentality, and forming conclusions based on observation rather than emotion. Most people borrow their beliefs from the crowd and mistake conformity for safety. An independent mind cannot be herded, intimidated, or easily deceived. It remains flexible, alert, and grounded in reason. Emotional independence is the ability to remain stable regardless of how others treat you. Praise does not inflate you, and criticism does not destroy you. You stop tying your self-worth to external reactions. This balance makes you powerful because it removes leverage. When no one can threaten your sense of self, fear loses its grip. You are free to act in alignment with your purpose rather than in response to pressure. Psychological independence allows you to endure solitude without weakening. Power often requires distance from distraction, noise, and dependency. Many people fear being alone because they rely on others to define them. When you become comfortable in your own presence, you gain clarity, resilience, and direction. Solitude becomes a place of strength, not emptiness. Independence does not mean isolation or cruelty, it means choice. You choose who to trust, what to value, and where to invest your energy. With independence comes fearlessness, not because nothing can be lost, but because nothing external defines you.